Everyone, welcome back to our Azure DevOps learning series. Till the last few sessions, we have learned a lot about how to create the Azure DevOps pipeline, get it integrated, make a full pipeline, publish the artifact within a pipeline, and by using the Azure artifacts. Today, we will go a one step little deeper in order to integrate the different tools with the Azure DevOps pipeline. So what we have learned till now is to build a code. However, building a code is not just sufficient. We have to do the code scanning in order to figure it out whether there is any security issues or vulnerabilities before it can move and get deployed onto any environment. So how to ensure that security code smells, bugs, vulnerability can be figured out right at the initial phase of the build rather than it get deployed and later on that will create some security issues. How that can be done? Let's learn today to be figure it out how to get integrated the SonarQube or Sonar Cloud version with the Azure DevOps pipeline to analyze the code at an early stage. In order to do that one, we will learn today about all the configurations that is needed for the Sonar Cloud integration. Okay, so let's see. First step where within an Azure DevOps, what that needs to be done is you have to go to your organization, which is over this one. Under the organization settings, you have to be figure it out. You have to go and then you have to be select the option as extension. Under the extension, first of all, you can see within your organization whether you have installed any Sonar extension or not. So if you can search it under the installed, you will see whether the SonarQube Cloud or its SonarQube extension is installed or being available. If this extension is not available on your organization, you have to browse the marketplace. Under the browse, if you need to be installed the Sonar Cloud extension specifically that we are talking in today's session, you have to search for Sonar and then you will see lot of extension being available. So whatever that you can trust in order to make sure to be used for your code base, select that one. But I have choose the one which has been published by the sonarsource.com, which is SonarQube site itself, and you have to be choose the one that is needed. For a cloud version, choose the cloud. For its desktop version or the SonarQube server specific, use the SonarQube server as an extension. Once the extension has been installed, it will be visible like this on that Azure DevOps organization level. It needed only once. It's not to be done by multiple time for a different projects under the organization. Once the extension has been done, the next step that we need to do is to set up a connection between the Azure DevOps and Sonar. So how to do that? Let's learn it. Let's go back to our organization and select our project, which is DevOps Learning Series. Under the DevOps Learning Series, in order to make the connection to be set it up, you have to go to the project setting, where you have to be actually start doing a connectivity between the Azure DevOps and Sonar Cloud in this particular case. Under the project setting, there is an option called as a service connection. When you go to the service connection, you can see right now there is no connection, but you have to make a connectivity between the Azure DevOps and Sonar. So to do that activity, we have to go first log in onto the Sonar Cloud version. For this particular scenario, you have to go to the Sonar Cloud. Under the Sonar Cloud of your account, you have to go to My Account and then a security as an option. You can see there is no token that has been generated. So let's give a name as ADO POC as the token that you want to be generated, and this token is going to be used to set up a connectivity from Azure DevOps coming to the SonarQube. It will generate a one-time token. You have to be copy and save it out if it needs to be used later on, because once it has been gone and we moved out from the screen, this token will not be visible. You have to be delete this token and recreate the another one. Okay. So for now, I'm copying this one, going back onto the Azure DevOps, and we'll create our service connection with the extension to be searched as the one that we installed, Sonar Cloud. Move to the next one, keep the reason server same as a global, and put your token here, and let's verify this one whether this token is valid or not. Yeah, it's validated. Now just give a name as sonar underscore service connection underscore sonar underscore testing, and let's verify and save this token and set up a connection. Now you can see that from Azure DevOps to the Sonar Cloud, we have set it up this service connection to be used within our pipeline. We have to do the other way around as well, that from the Sonar Cloud, if you can see right now, there is no project here under the Sonar Cloud. We have to be set up a connectivity so that Sonar Cloud can also connect to the Azure DevOps repository as well. So how to do that? As soon as you can click on analyze the new project, it said, okay, do you want to be import an organization? I said, yes, I want to import an organization. Import from the DevOps platform. Yes. In order to make a connectivity, it need an organization name, which is this one, and a pet token. How to create a pet token? You have to go back to your organization or log in onto the Azure DevOps. After that, you will be anywhere, but you have to be now create a new pet token, which is personal access token. You have to go to the personal access token, and you have to be create a new token. Here I'm going to be create a new token for just a week. It's again depend upon the timeline that you want to be give for your token. I said, okay, for POC perspective, I'm going to be create only for 1 day, and the permission which is needed specifically is to read and write the code. And you can also see here that what permission it is looking for: code, read and write. So you have to be select the same permission while creating a pet token, and then you can give as a sonar any name that you want to be give to this pet token. Okay, once you done with this one, you have to be select that one and create a pet token. Again, the same here. Once the pet token has been created, it will be only once. It is not going to be reused, or you cannot see this token again as soon as you click the close screen. And then you have to be put this pet token here in order to make the connectivity, and then you can continue in order to see all the organization. So that is how the basic configuration which are needed from Azure DevOps to Sonar connectivity, and secondly from Sonar Cloud to the Azure DevOps connectivity to see all the repository that has been there as part of your project. These are the basic settings. On our next session, we will go one step down to see how these connections that we have been created in this session, how we can reuse and do the analysis of our code base. Thank you so much.